What's up, everybody? I have kind of a little bit of a rambling video today. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about. I know that I'm going to talk about Bradford knives and go over the ones that I got and kind of why I like the ones I have and if I have future plans about getting any others. So I'm going to go with the first one that I had gotten. This is the Guardian 3, which you've seen in some of my other videos. It does have different scales on it, which these were the G-wood scales. And then I got these ones. These are the textured, just like the normal G10 scales, which when you get scales from Bradford, one nice thing about Bradford is they include the bits to change the scales, which is very convenient since it's not a standard Torx bit or anything that you wouldn't see in normal knife usage. So you can see there's my two scales there I got for it. These I just got recently, and you know, that's one of the things I like about Bradford knives is you don't necessarily have to buy a brand new knife. If you want to change the look of it, you know, a little bit, you can buy different handle scales and all that stuff. And I think that's really nice. Not that I don't buy another Bradford knife ever, because I obviously do, but you don't have to. You don't have to spend that money for a Bradford knife. But I think it's worth it if you do. So there's that one. I'm going to go up in size range. I've gotten a couple new Bradford knives lately. And I've sold a couple. If you remember, I had that Vanadis 4 Wharncliffe Guardian 3. I ended up selling that one because, I don't know, a Wharncliffe blade is cool, and I like it, and it serves a purpose, but I kind of just wanted something a little bit more, I don't want to say functional, but just more for multiple uses, kind of. So this one is a new pickup for me. And this is the Guardian 3.5. Both of these are in M390. And you can see the handle scale there it's a lot wider at the back and then gets kind of narrower. Whereas in like the standard Guardian 3, it kind of has that swell right there. One thing I will say is they do both use the same sheath. This is the sheath I've had for my Guardian 3 forever. And then this is the one that the Guardian 3.5 comes with. And you can kind of see what sticks out there. And I ain't helping the carryability of these knives by these at all anyway, but I think they kind of look cool. And one thing that I will say, since it's made to cross draw from your belt, having something to grab onto besides like this, because let's be honest, this isn't a whole lot to grab onto, but I really like having these lanyards because you just grab that lanyard and then the knife comes after it, which I think helps with the functionality. One thing, this one is definitely a lot more carryable. Not that this one isn't, but I mean, if you look at it, it's going to stick out just a little bit more, which I don't mind, but depends on the type of clothing you wear. If you're somebody that wears a lot more tighter fit shirts or what have you, it might be a little bit more of a big deal for you. I'm going to put these not upside down. It might be something a little bit bigger, more of a big deal for you, but for me, I mean, I really don't wear super tight shirts or anything, but so this kind of, my shirts usually just drape over this since it's, you know, right on your hip anyway. But I really do love me some Bradford, and I'm excited about this one because, like I said, it's newer for me. I'm curious to see if they're ever going to do a like a Wharncliffe blade in the 3.5 or like a sheep's foot like this. I'd really like to see a sheep's foot in this type of blade. I think that would be very, very nice. So we'll get those out of the way and then I'll bring them back in later. So this, let's see, yeah, I'll start with this one. This is the Guardian 4. In the this has got the standard scales, and I really like that one too. This one is going to be mainly like in winter, you know, if I can EDC a larger type of fixed blade, I'd really like to this year, just to try it out, because this will probably be the largest fixed blade that I'd ever, you know, try to EDC, because I mean, I'm all about concealability and stuff like that, and this one, I mean, you could try cross draw, but it's probably going to have to just go right at your hip. It does come with this leather sheath, which I'm not going to lie, I hate. It's good for, you know, in the woods or in a pinch, but as you'll see with, I got a 4.5 over here too. It's one issue I have with these. I am going to get a Kydex. I actually did order a Kydex sheath when I ordered this from Bradford, but they sent me a sheath for the 3D scales instead of the flat scales. And since I knew I was trying to EDC this one possibly, I wanted that slimmer profile and a little bit grippier of a texture. So if I ever do have to, you know, grab it in a pinch, it's a little bit easier to pull out or pull up, however you have it worn. So there's that one. Added that little cord onto it. Really liking that combination. I got all, let's see, no, I got the 3.5 and the 4.5 from DLT Trading. And I got this one and the first, well, I got this one from Bradford's website. I actually got the first sheep's foot. I got that one from Sam Bradford at Blade Show last year, which was really, really cool. So I don't think I'll ever be getting rid of that knife, because that knife holds a special place to me, just because I got to meet the guy behind the company whose knives that I just, I've gotten addicted to. So here's the 4.5 that I got. This one, CPM 3V, all the other 390. So this one's going to be mainly like a woods knife, backpacking knife. I watched, if you ever watched any knife videos or gear videos, go check out Gideon Tactical, because he did a knife review of this compared to this. He had the 3D scales on his. And he did this one compared to the 5.5. And this one, I think for me, it's going to suit my needs, because I don't necessarily want like a one and done tool. I like having multiple tools, and the way that he made it sound is that the 5.5 is kind of like a one and done ultimate like backpacking tool. Which when I go out in the woods, I usually have a folding saw, and I now have a small hatchet that I haven't got to use yet, but I really look forward to it. So you can see here, I didn't print off any specs to you, because I'm not gonna lie, I started this video and I didn't know where it was gonna go, and I kind of just wanted to talk about Bradford because I just love Bradford. I mean, for fixed blades, for me, it's like Tops, Bark River, Bradford. Like that's to me like the three winners in my book. I'm sure there's others out there that I know of or that I have yet to know of, but those are the ones that I like. And you can see, now I don't know if the 4 has the same like width as the 4.5, but it definitely gets a little bit wider. I'm trying to get this at an angle you can see here. A little bit wider. So I wanted something that was as thin as possible, since this is, the 4 is going to be kind of like a EDC in like a winter when I'm having bigger, baggier clothing. This one, oh, excuse me. This one being 3V, having the bigger handle. I mean, these knives, I think they're advertised as a little bit different of a length, but they're pretty much identical length in my book. And you can just see how much bigger grip area this one has compared to this one, even though this one is intended to be used with the finger choil, just like that. And then also being EDC, I wanted a full flat grind rather than a saber grind. This one I think is going to hold up a little bit better in the woods because it has that thicker reinforcement a little bit here at the tip, being a saber grind. And then this one I think is going to be more slicey for your EDC type of tasks that you'd be doing with that. So let's see here. Let's get them all. Because one thing I look for when I'm doing Bradford's is size comparisons. And I'm sure there's some out there. There's videos all over about Bradford knives, especially on the YouTubes. So there's kind of a rundown of the sizes. And I don't know, I kind of just wanted to post this video just because I wanted to talk about Bradford, show them some love. Not that they need any love from me, because I'm sure they already get enough of it. But to also give, like, you know, a little bit in-depth review of sizing and usability. Not that I'm the ultimate usability guide, but I don't know. Just I thought a couple people might find it helpful to have all these nibbles on the counter at one time. Let's see, anything else? Oh, their Nimbus finish. The Nimbus finish, which is this one, and this one, to me, it's the best finish in the knife game. I just love it so much because this one I've had for over a year now, and I use it regularly, and you can't even tell. There's not a scratch, there's not a wear mark. I mean, if there is, I can't see them. Just that Nimbus finish just hides the wear. So good. So this one is stonewashed. They have a straight black DLC too, but I don't know, for knives that I actually plan on using, I don't like straight, just like a black DLC coating. That's just my opinion, because yeah, I like to use my knives, but I don't know, I like my knives to look good too. I mean, you know, I don't buy a knife because I want to use it and beat it up and make it look ugly. Some people do. Some people love the way of like a used knife and a used tool, but I don't know, I just like to keep my knives looking as, you know, good as possible, I guess. This one, I'm sure, since it's going to be used in the woods, this one's going to go out for the first time, and that'll start looking all worn and cool, which for a woods knife, hey, that's probably going to be pretty cool. Let's see, anything else? Oh, Kydex sheaths you can get for all these on Bradford's website. Otherwise, our Artemis Carry Solutions. Geez, tongue twister. Artemis Carry Solutions. That's where I get a lot of my Kydex sheaths for my fixed blades that I use anyway, and I don't know, they just like them. Or I just like them. I'm sure they like them too. So I'm definitely getting this Kydex because I already have that dangler with the Kydex sheath for the what is it? Benchmade Puko. So I'm going to get the Kydex and I'm going to attach this one to the dangler because I think this is kind of going to be my new type of camp knife. Not that I don't like the Puko, but I don't know. I just like Bradford, so I wanted to get a Bradford, to be honest. So this one's going to get a Kydex sheath. This one might eventually get a Kydex sheath. This one's probably just always going to stay in the leather sheath just because I kind of want to keep it how I got it, even though I've already changed the handle scales. Flip them over here real quick. Not that there's anything different on this side, but I don't know. I just think their Bradford knives aren't only a great knife to use, but they're showpieces to me. I love everything about them. I love the customability you can do on their websites. You can get them anywhere, you know, Blade HQ, GP Knives, DLT Trading. Those are just the top ones that I usually look on, so those are the ones I name. But you can get them on all those, but you're not going to be able to customize them exactly how you want. Like if you go on DLT, Blade HQ, or GP and try to find this knife, most likely you're not going to find it. And most likely you're going to have a hard time finding a flat ground blade. It is a $10 addition if you do it on a Bradford's website. It's $10 more for a flat grind, and it's $10 more for a Nimbus finish. But I think it's worth it just to have that customability. I think that, you know, you make a knife your own. And I think if you make a knife your own and you put some thought into it, I think you'll actually use it and you'll appreciate it and you'll keep it and maybe pass it on to your next generation, you know? It's going to be a special thing for you. So, okay, I'm rambling now. Not that I haven't been rambling this whole time. So that's my thoughts. Do I plan on getting the Guardian 5, 5.5, or 6? 6? Probably definitely not, just because I don't see myself having a use for the Guardian 6, if I could English at all. For the 5 or the 5.5, maybe. I don't know. I have enough camp knives for the amount that I actually go camping or go out in the woods or go hiking. I think I have enough right now, but has that ever stopped me from buying another knife? The answer is no. So probably in the future you'll see one. So that's about, 15 minutes of me with a complete lack of any course where I was gonna go in this video. And now I'm just rambling more. So now I'm gonna leave ya. Until next time, love me, hate me, do what you want with me.